There have been some changes on the NIO website. It looks great. This is one of the pages. And I think this is also a pivot point for NIO as they're looking to go more global with the brand, and then also the sub brands, which are also highlighted on the site now. So anyway, I'll link it in the description if you haven't been over there so you can check it out for yourselves. Now let's talk about Onvo, the first sub brand, the L60, and the reality of the 20,000 delivery target goal that I believe NIO has. And William Li, I just wanted to go direct to the last earnings call and pull up the transcript and cite or reference the things that he shared with us related to Onvo, the L60. The reason is I'm seeing and hearing a lot of different things from different folks out there. There seems to be a big point of confusion with whether or not it's, let's say, production capacity or a monthly delivery goal. So let's just hear it from William Li and we'll go from there. The Onvo L60, he talks about that's focused on the family market and that it's going well. Now, this was back in November of 2024 when this earnings call took place. He says, now we are ramping up our supply chain capacity. The monthly production capacity is expected to hit 10,000 units in December and 20,000 units by March. So that's production capacity. That's the first time he references it in the earnings. But then later on, he gets asked a question and he responds. And he talks about how the expectations for people have been, they wanted a faster ramp up and faster production capacity. But he talked about right here, we also need to understand that L60 comes with a lot of cutting edge technologies. And he gives specific examples that I haven't seen anyone or heard anyone else talk about. So you might want to check that out if you aren't aware of it. He then goes on to say, we actually believe that ramping up to 10,000 units per month in December, that's the third full month of delivery, and then up to 20,000 in March next year is a reasonable speed and pace. That sounds to me like 20,000 deliveries is a goal, but later on it's brought up again. And this time with respect to the costs. And so he talks about the Onvo brand and expenses carrying over into the new year. He talks about stores in China, the goal for stores in China for the Onvo brand. And then he says, and in the meantime, as our target for March next year is to realize a 20,000 monthly target. That sounds to me like it's a delivery target, not just production capacity. But I wanted to share this and get others' thoughts on it. Also this, and I mentioned this in a recent video, those who didn't catch it, I'll link it so you can check it out. This is Paul, the UBS analyst. And the reason I mention this is UBS took a much, much larger position in niostock. The two questions that Paul asked, the first one was related to Onvo and the L60 with the ramp, specifically whether or not or how confident William Li was that they could accomplish the goal of 20,000 units being delivered in March. And William responded that he is confident. So to me, again, this seems like it's a delivery expectation that NIO has. But I also think maybe Paul and UBS are paying attention and they are also expecting something like this to come in. So anyway, wanted to share that for those who weren't aware of it. And because there seems to be a lot of confusion and in some cases frustration, in some cases I think it's FUD and the FUD spreading that does go on. But I wanted to offer some clarity and just go to what William Li had said in that last earnings call and transcript. I will link that as well in the description so you can check it out as well.